Okay, so we just about 1 minute past 9. I know I'm still gonna give some persons a couple seconds again to go. Guys, you want to get something that you could take some copious notes because tonight it's going to be likened like if I'm going to drop the lotto numbers. I don't think you guys want to commit the lotto numbers to memory, all right? Now make sure as well if you know there are persons in your team who always wanted to get, you know, a more interpersonal, I should say, breakdown as to how to maximize our products and services. You want to get those individuals on this call like right about now so you can actually go and make some noise in your groups. All right. Now we're gonna kick things off right about now. What it is I'd love to do, right now is for everyone to post exactly where you're chiming in from. What city, what town, what state? Where are you guys chiming in from? Where are you guys chiming in from? All right, let me take a quick look in the chat. I see. I see New Jersey. I see Grenada. I see South Trinidad. I see Brooklyn. All right. I see Virginia. I see St. James. I see St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I see San Juan, Trinidad and Tobago. Denise, what's going on? I see Grenada. Who again we have on this call? I see Tunapuna. I see St. Lucia. Another St. Vincent. All right, so I can tell that you guys are fired up. All right, what I would love for you guys to do as well is this. If you're really new to trading, I would love for you to type 111. And if you've been around trading, you're a little more seasoned. Let's just say you've been here about 3 months. I see St. Anne's. I want you guys to type 555. If you're a little more seasoned, you have a more of an understanding. 555. For the persons you're brand new, 111. Right? I'm seeing a lot of ones. I see some fives kicking in. Okay, great. So we got that covered so far. All right. I see the call is still building up. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kenton Jackson. I hail all the way from South Trinidad. I'm a founding member within Vision U. Been here now under I should say, the mentorship and the coaching of my coach, Sir Gary McSween, now for over 7 years, right? So we have some experience in what we've been doing. I started trading, let's just say late September 2017. So it's been a distance now that I've been here. So I'm kind of qualified to basically give you guys the information, right? Now, I see a lot of persons basically said that they're new. And new doesn't mean that you have any difference from someone who's seasoned because I've seen persons who come in, they're new and they really, really want to get it and they put their head down and in a short space of time, they actually get to a certain point where they are a little proficient, right? Because trading is an ongoing learning experience, to be honest, right? You're going to be ongoing in the process of learning how to trade, right? Now, who here has ever taken a trade? Has anyone here ever taken a trade? If you have taken a trade, 111. If you've never placed a trade, 000. Right? I'm doing all of this to kind of gauge. I'm seeing the zeros. Right? I'm seeing the zeros. I'm seeing the ones. Right? So I see a lot of zeros. I see a lot of ones. So we have a good mix, right? Now, trading is really you getting confirmations, right? Trading is really you getting confirmations. Now, these confirmations are going to then give you a good idea as to what to do. It's like before it's about to rain, you would start to see probably rain flies flying. You would start to feel the wind blowing. The place is going to get a little bleak. You may start to hear thunder. You may start to see lightning. And then with all this confirmation, you could tell, hey, rain is about to fall. It's the same thing with trading. You're trying to stack confirmations to know where to enter and where to exit. Now, I'm not going to go totally in depth all the way down and try to show you like everything tonight, but you guys gonna get a good idea, right? So let's kick this off. So let me get my presentation up here. Where is it? Let me go back over here. All right. All right, so we should be good to go here now. Boom. So the first thing we want to know is this. Have you identified already that most things that you want to accomplish in life, as long as it's a goal, it's more 90% mindset? I remember the first time I actually heard this, the first time I heard it, because I grew up in a house where there was only doubt being spoken. When I heard this, I rejected it. I said, what do you mean 90%? I mean to say, you have to go and do physical stuff until I realized that as long as you put your mind to stuff, and if you grew up in a house like how I grew up, they would tell you, put your mind to it. But yet still, we still had a physical thinking. Stranger. But it's true. If you put your mind to it, you're going to start to operate different. A matter of fact, when I just got started, I remember my mind was on it so much. I would dream and placing trades and dream and making money. My mind was so on it. All right. I spent my first 14 days going through the academy, day and night. Well, I was basically free. I was home. I had the time, but I was just going through the academy day and night, day and night, day and night. And it was eluding me for a while until I actually started talking to a gentleman. His name is Joshua Ramcharan, right? And Joshua actually told me, hey, all that what you're trying to study, just focus on support and resistance. And that was a breakthrough for me, right? But everyone's breakthrough is going to come at a different point in time, right? Now, the other thing you want to develop is a strong enough why. Why are you learning this skill? Because if you don't have a reason why you're learning the skill, you're gonna treat it like if some I'll just dance around and I'm going to whenever. But if you're serious and you have a serious why, like I used to put out content on YouTube, and a gentleman found me on YouTube putting out how to hook up your broker and some basic stuff with trading in the earlies. And he said, listen, my mom is cleaning toilets for me to be able to take this opportunity seriously. He said, listen, whatsoever you tell me to do, I'm going to do. But just know my why is to retire my mom. His first 3 months, well, I should say his first month and a half, he did not follow what I was telling him. He went and tried to do his own thing. So technically, he was gambling. He was just pressing buy and sell all over the place, and he lost about half of his money. Then he took like about $3,500, and in the space of about 3 months, really applying the information, going to the academy, being on calls, he actually took 3,000 to 70,000. And it was lights out. He became a millionaire. Now, I did not get to see his account, but I knew he did well because I have his actual testimony. So I'm giving you guys a testimony here so you understand that this thing actually works. But you have to have a strong enough why. And his why was really strong. I remember he told me he bought his mama a Range Rover. I'm not sure if it was brand new, but I remember that was one of the last things that he actually told me, right? Now, we have a learn and earn system. So whilst you are in the process of learning, you have the ability to start earning. But here what you need to do, you need to learn how to place your trades. You need to learn how to connect your broker to MetaTrader 4 or 5 because sometimes it may come out. Someday you open your phone and realize, yeah, it's not connected. So you just need to learn the steps. In other words, 3 steps you really need to learn when connecting your broker to MetaTrader. Now, MetaTrader is a host. You're putting your broker in MetaTrader, but MetaTrader can host thousands of brokers. So MetaTrader is basically a host for your broker. Your money stays in your broker account. So you fund your broker account, you connect your broker account to MetaTrader. MetaTrader allows you to execute the trades. All right. Now you need a server from your broker. You need a password from your broker. And also you need to find out whatever is your broker account. That's the 3 pieces of information you'll always be putting in. Again, this is being recorded, so we may actually upload it for you guys to watch it over and you can actually get that right. So it's a learn and earn system, but our main vision here is for persons to learn the skill. because we can give you a fish through the apps, we can give you a fish through the scanners, but if you don't learn how to fish for yourself, if the scanners were to go away, you understand? You wouldn't have a way to capitalize. So when you get started, one of the things that you want to do is you want to go through the academy. Now, the academy is going to teach you all the basic information, and the objective is you want to go through it with repetition. You want to go over it over and over. You might actually go through the introduction over and over, right? But you want to go through it until it sticks, right? The other thing you want to do is you want to go to the live classes. Now, the live classes have different times, so I literally put it on the screen. For the ones who take in screenshots, you can actually take screenshots, but you're seeing the times here basically, right? Now, the times that you're seeing Luke Longmire, seeing he's at 8 p.m. You're seeing Tamara at different times. So you're seeing everyone here, they have different times, and you just need to track their times and hop on their live classes. Now, the live classes does a lot. You see, going through the academy is, I would say, stiff. It's already set a certain way, but when you're on a live class, you can probably type a question. Now, you're going to be on it a lot of other individuals, but you can actually type a question, and the host who's hosting the call may actually answer your question. I would say 8 to 9 times out of 10, they're most likely going to answer your question, right? So that we have that part covered. Let me see. Anyone lost? If you lost, 000. If you're understanding so far, I want you to type 111. I see the ones. Now, the funny thing is, the persons who are 0, they will not put 0. But if you really don't understand, that's okay. Some things you need to see over and over and over and over before you get it. So if it's a 0, put 0. All right. So we're moving on, right? Now, also, when you enroll with Envision, you have the ability to get trade ideas from the app itself, right? So you can actually download the Envision You app, and trade ideas come out on the app. So different educators, they would actually send out trade ideas on the app. This is what the app actually looks like at the loading screen. You really want to click that sine wave that you're seeing at the bottom next to the plane. All right, so the plane is basically, if you have trade and travel, you can actually go there and book hotels, resorts, and probably even some flights in that case with the app as well, right? But let's just say a trade idea comes in. When that trade idea comes in, you're going to get some bits of information that you want to take over to MetaTrader 5 or whatever platform you're using to execute the trades. So it's going to tell you what pair it is. It's going to say, hey, USD CHF, right? The US dollar against the Swiss francs. It's going to give you an entry point. Now, the entry point is just a price point so you can gauge if you're close or not. Let's just say when you go there, you realize, hey, this thing is no longer 80 cents because it's basically 80 cents, 385 breakdown, right? Now, let's just say when you go there, you see this thing is 200. You realize, hey, I'm off. Or you go there and you see it's like 500. You're seeing 80, then 500. You realize I'm off, which means you're late. So in that case, you may want to not try to place that trade. If you go in and you see it's 84, it's 82, it's close, you can actually still place that trade. Now, it's going to give you a point to protect your account. That's going to be the stop loss. So if you really look here, the stop loss is like about 300 points away if you really watch it from that aspect, right? And then it's going to give you the take profit. So the take profit one, it's 85.85. So you can see that's up like 200 points thereabout. All right. Take profit 2 and take profit 3. Now, these are 3 separate trades. So you're going to press, let's just say this is what? A buy. You're going to press buy on USD CHF. You're going to put in that information. You're going to press buy again, put in the information. The stop loss is going to be the same for all 3 trades, but you're going to put in one trade at 80585 as a take profit, another one at 80885, that's take profit 2 and take profit 3. So it's 3 different trades, right? I know some persons get confused with that. Just know most times to keep it safe, especially if you're new, just take profit 1. All right, so we have that covered. Now, I would say that the time frames I'm giving here is not set in stone, but it's a guide to work with. Your first 3 months, you want to get to the point where you actually physically can operate the device. I would say that you're proficient with placing the trades. You can connect. You can even teach others how to do it. That would be your first 3 months. 6 months in, you should get to the point where it is you're doing great with trading. Your consistency is starting to get good, because trading is not just about coming and making big money. You really want to become consistent. And as long as you become consistent, well, the money is going to come, right? 18 months in, well, yeah, you're really in the game, right? And everyone has a different time period that they may take. So don't say like this is set in stone, because some persons, they actually would get it in a month, like the 3 months period. Some persons get it in a month, sometimes in a couple days, literally. Some persons, 6 months might be less for them. Some persons might be more, because they're probably not that disciplined to actually go to the classes, show up for themselves, right? And 18 months, yeah, the 18 months gap as well is based on your discipline, right? Now, for someone who just got started, these are the things that you should have, right? First and foremost, you need to have an active package. What an active package does is this: it keeps you disciplined to the system. If your package is not active, it comes like you're not feeding the goose that's laying the golden egg. I just hope you guys get that. And in some cases, you have to feed the goose for a while before the goose start laying the eggs. But if you feed the goose now, and then it probably come next 3 months and feed, you may be actually starting over your cycle if you're not consistent, right? The other thing is this: you want to download the Envision You app, in which I realize is compulsory. You want to attend the Envision You Academy, the literal academy, go through the videos, right? You also want to attend the live classes. You want to get TradingView. Now, TradingView is where we chart the markets, right? Where we're going to observe what's happening with the patterns that's being formed. Now, the candlesticks are going to form the patterns, and again, with time, you're going to start seeing it, right? At first, I had to draw it up, and then I've gotten to the point where I don't even need to draw it up. I just draw it up just for the sake of habit, but I can literally see what the market is doing now. Even though it looks like a heart monitor, I start understanding how the heart is beating, right? Now, you want to get a broker account. The most important aspect of this whole thing is your broker account. This is the part you want to keep close and near and dear to your heart. You don't give persons this information just like that. Probably a spouse, worst case scenario. But other than that, this is the part where person will say, well, I got scammed. That's the part you want to protect. As long as you protect that part, you're good to go. That's where your money is, right? Now, when you have your broker account, it's going to give you the 3 bits of information. As I said, it's going to give you a server. It's going to give you a password and also the account number. You want to connect that to your MetaTrader 4 or 5. Some persons trade with MetaTrader 4. I suggest MetaTrader 5. It's way more advanced, right? You want to connect your broker to MetaTrader. Connecting your broker to MetaTrader is not difficult, guys. You just need to find out what server it is. You search for that server. Let's just say the broker that you're using is XNES. You open up MetaTrader and you search for XNES, right? When you sign up for the broker, it will actually tell you what server to look for. Most times with XNES, it's going to be let me see if I can tell you it here quickly. It's normally at the top of my head, but right now it's eluding me. It's normally XNES Technologies Limited. Yeah, it's normally XNES Technologies Limited. And after you find that, it will then tell you what server. And it's really straightforward. I may show you guys that later on, right? And you want to connect your broker. Now, you want to verify your live account, but you're only going to do this mainly when you decide you want to put on real money. When it's time to do that, you're going to go through a procedure called KYC. KYC means know your customer. You're going to send up a piece of mail, send up an ID, and they're going to verify you. And as long as you're verified, you're good to go live. Now, you want to create a trading plan. Now, a trading plan has many different aspects to it. Again, if you're working directly with someone who is proficient in trading, they can actually sit down with you and probably come up with a plan. But a plan is more like when you're going to trade, what you're going to trade, how you're going to trade it. Is more of a plan to really stick to. And with time, you could probably shift, because some persons may start off trading let's just say silver, and then they may actually switch to gold, so your trading plan can tend to change. Also, you want to track your trades. Tracking your trades will give you a good indication as to what's working for you and what's not working for you. That's what that does, right? The next thing is this: you want to set a goal to pay a bill. I was actually speaking to a gentleman. We did a physical call, and the first thing I asked him, I said, "How much money you want to make?" He said, 10,000 US dollars. And I like to hear persons call big numbers, but to be honest, this is what I realize. If you have not made $1 in the market, $10, $100, even $1,000, just jumping straight to 10,000 could be a stretch. A matter of fact, you could actually make $2,000 and still feel bad because it's not 10. But how about you do this? You say, listen, there's a bill in my house that I want to pay. Let me see, who here would love to pay their light bill from trading? You could just pull a couple trades and pay your light bill. Will that be great? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? I'm literally giving you guys a way to bill up, because from your light bill, it could become your internet bill. Then it could become your car note. Then it could become your rent. And with that, it's going to give you the gratitude. As a matter of fact, it's going to give you the right discipline. I wish someone had told me this 7+ years ago. But I'm telling you guys it now. That's how you really want to develop the muscle. And when you start doing that, as a matter of fact, the persons who are going to say it doesn't work, when you turn on the lights work. With the thing they say it doesn't work. Right? So I see all the yes, 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 yes. Right? Love the interaction. Right? So let's continue, right? So you want to set up yourself to just start paying a small bill. Like, look at this. I have made money and I've lost money and I've made money. I was having a seesaw for years, literally. I would have a good year and then have a year that was not so great. But most years I would make money with trading, but I would have good years. And this year I just decided, listen, instead of trying to chase big money, how about you just chase being consistent? And I started trading Bitcoin. I said, I'm just going to stick to Bitcoin because I have a bias with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my bias with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going up. So it's a no-brainer. I'm only looking for buys. And I started off either February or March. And I went February, March, April, May. At least 4 months I went without losing a trade. And I think I almost did like close to 100 wins because of my bias. Right? I started taking lessons when Bitcoin started acting a little strange, and I started trading a little different. And yeah, but it's better to get consistent with trading, even so if you're making $3 every day, but you become consistent with that. Because look at this, $3 could be 10 pips, or let's just say 30 pips. 30 pips giving you $3. 30 pips with your account size, let's just say it's $100 you have, and you're just making $3. If it's $1,000, that is $30, eh? And if it's $100,000, that's what, like $3,000? Let's just say. So the same consistent amount of pips with a different account size will give you different money. What I used to do, to be honest, in the beginning, persons used to be running down 10,000 pips and those numbers, and I say, no, I want to make 10,000 pips too. Not realizing I just needed to get consistent with 10, 20, consistent. All right, let me just do something here quickly. Boom, boom. So I hope you guys having an understanding so far as to how this thing actually works, right? Now, this is a young man I've been observing for a minute. He's actually a part of our system. For you to get access to him, you can actually get access to him in the Bruin Bank. He actually posts when he's going live, and he has been super consistent. I'm talking about he actually posts when he takes a lesson, but his win rate is really, really, really good. And his trades happen fast. If you're a person, you're not a swing trader, meaning you want to place a trade and next 3 weeks is still in the trade, you want to place a trade on the next 30 minutes, hour, you want to be out, this is a good class to be on. He's on 9:30. The link is going to be posted in the Bruam Bank group, so you guys can actually take advantage of that. I believe he does another session in the night. I did not verify the time with him. I most time would see him saying he's going live around 7:45, 8 p.m. in the night, and he's killing it. Let me give you some of his numbers that he posted this week, right? So basically what he was saying is that plugging in is very important. And I couldn't agree with him more, because the more you plug in, you see, persons think they actually come here to learn to trade. And that's true. But with all honesty, you're here to be in a community of persons who are trading. And because you're in a community of persons who are trading, even when you're not having a great day, someone else who's having a great day, they're speaking positive about trading. Other than you're just all by yourself, you probably have 10 good days, one bad day, and you let that one bad day form a cloud over the other good days. All right, so it's really about the community, right? Now, if you check Monday, he did 1,700 pips. Now, a pip, as low as I know, can go as 10 cents per pip. All right, so this is 17%. So let's just say if you had $100, this would have been $17. Let's just say, right? Now, there are certain currency pairs that do not trade at 10 cents per pip, like oil. Oil trades at 50 cents per pip. So, wise, you may actually move 10 pips with something else, and that's $1. 10 pips with oil is like, yeah, $5. You understand? So, different currency pairs tend to trade more aggressively based on how the financial amount is connected to the pip. So things like US 30 and these stuff that is more connected towards stocks, they are way more aggressive. Like gold, gold is a little higher as well in the pip count, and it's way more aggressive. What I've noticed for the day, I'm not sure if it has changed now, because I see gold is on a ridiculous tear. Gold normally would do like 140 pips on average per day, right? And some days it could actually go like 1,000 pips. So at least you guys have an idea as to what you're working with. Now, you really want to have some money in your account, guys. I know some persons think they could start with $100, and yes, you can, but you need experience with $100. If you're inexperienced, you need to start with $300 and only place one trade. If you're placing more than one trade with a $300 account, you're looking to get a bruising. You need to have some money. If you want to make some money, you want to have some money. Don't let persons confuse you with this thing like you could come in with $10 and you could become a millionaire. There are persons who can actually do it, but as for you right now, 300, 500, and conservatively place 1 to 2 trades, tops. As long as you do that, you'll be good to go. All right, so we have that covered. On Tuesday, he did 8,000 pips. Look, the numbers are right there. And here's the funny thing. He actually is doing it live, so he can't lie. He actually shows it live, right? 2,600 pips, 400 pips, 800 pips, right? For a total of 13,000 pips. He's given a breakdown here this week. These awesome trades, persons like myself and more have been able to flip accounts. Now, I really don't tell persons, hey, you could come and flip our account. I tell persons, come and be consistent. All right, so he could make this statement because of his consistency, but he's just giving some numbers here, right? 13,000 pips at 0.01. He's saying that with a probably like $100 account, you could have probably done $139 with that, and which would make sense. If it was a little bit more, your account was a little bigger, you could have probably done 1,300. And if you're trading, basically, this is 10 cents per pip, this is $1 per pip, this is $10 per pip, you would have probably did like, yeah, $13,000, in which would have really been insane. But for you to do that, you need to have some money. For you to get to 13,000, you need to have like at least a little 30,000 in your account or more. You need to have some money in your account, guys. All right, so we got that covered. Now we are moving on to the gold doctor, and this is a session that JC and his team actually put out as well. They are doing super fine, right? And you can see their timings in the morning, Monday to Thursday, 9:15 a.m. I do not have the stats for these gentlemen, I should say for this particular group, but I know they're on fire as well. They're on total fire. I see JC posting a lot as to their results, right? In the night as well, they do a session at 9 p.m. So guys, we have a lot of value, and I don't see anyhow someone can come to this platform, show up, be diligent, follow the instructions, and not have some level of success. Maybe a success might not be, but yeah, as long as you follow it, it's going to be good, right? Now we have these scanners. Now, how the scanners actually work, the scanners scan the market, right? So the two scanners right now we're mainly focused on is Olympus and Skywalker. Now, when they scan the market, they are looking for certain confirmations. Remember in the beginning, I explained confirmations to you guys. They're looking to see if the place get dark. They're looking to see if lightning is flashing. They're looking to see if this AC is on, right? They're looking to see these confirmations to know if rain is going to fall. And when they identify where the rain is going to fall, they put a yellow candle and say, hey, rain is going to fall right here. If it doesn't, this point is to protect your account. And if the rain fall and start falling up, this is the point to take your profit. That's what the scanners does, guys. I know some persons think, well, it's AI and they'll just set it and forget it. No, you need to like literally go, see the yellow candle, press buy. If it's showing you it's a buy. If it's a sell, you press sell. You put in your take profit, you put your stop loss point, and you let the trade play out. Now, some individuals, you may have a goal as to how much money you want to make. So the trade doesn't have to play all the way out for you to take profit. Let's just say the trade is going to $30. You know 15 would hit your target, and you see it at 15, you could go and close the trade. Right? Let me see. All who's following so far, if you're following and you understand 111, if you're kind of lost, 000. I'm literally looking at the chart right now. I'm seeing the 111s. And since you guys are being such a good class, maybe I can actually show you guys some more stuff, right? You'll see how that goes, right? But so far, we really want to pay close attention to the system itself, right? I'm looking for the zeros. I know there must have a zero in here somewhere. Don't be shy and pose zero if you do not understand pose zero. Let me tell you what that zero is going to do. That zero is going to actually force you to not pose zero next time. If you say nothing, you might actually stay with the zero. Because you see, I'm so glad that my coach teaches a lot on the mind that now I've gotten to the point where it is I'm so conscious as to what I say, how I do things in every aspect of my life now that I understand that if you deny the fact of you have a problem, you will stay with the problem. You have to express that you have that problem. You have to say, hey, I have this challenge. And when you express it, you don't speak it in the sense of that's the end all. You speak it in the sense of this, hey, I don't understand, but I'm going to understand it. And your mind is going to say, okay, Kenton, we're going to understand this thing. But if you say, I will never, your mind is going to say, okay, let me show you how you'll never get it. So I see the zeros, and the zeros is cool. I'm going to make this recording available so you guys can go over the information again, because seeing it a second time, you will actually be able to grasp it, right? So these are how the scanners actually work. They scan the market, they look for certain confirmations, and they send out those confirmations so you can actually see it, right? Now, this is what someone who, if you're a guest on here, let me just get this back up here. All right, if you're a guest on here, all right, it didn't come up. I think you guys should be seeing it good, right? This is the package to get started with the trade and travel right now. There's a monthly subscription. I remember when I got started with trading in 2017, I did not want to pay the monthly subscription. I was against it. I used to have banter with my wife. Why do they have to charge this thing? Why they couldn't just charge one price and whatever? Bear in mind, the company has to pay the educators every month. They have to pay for the servers. They have to pay for the internet. They have to pay for or a bunch of other stuff to give it to me for free every month? No. This is called feeding the goose that's laying the golden egg. If you don't feed the goose gonna die. Right? Now, I remember a gentleman actually broke it down like this. He said, listen, he said, when you first went to work, you had to pay for your clothing, you had to buy your food, you had to pay for your transportation to go to work, and after you work a month, then they say, hey, that's your first month and you have to work another month. So you have to leave a month, and so 2 months you actually went to work and you did not get paid. But here the funny thing, after you got paid, didn't you have to put aside money so that you could continue going to work the next month? So he said you're even paying a subscription to go to work. And that's where subscription broke for me right there. And I realized something. Anything that you're not putting out something for, you're going to treat it like nothing. If you're actually putting out your hard-earned money, you're going to show up, you're going to be diligent, you're going to really and truly pay close attention. So that's what that is. Feeding the goose, that's laying the golden egg, right? Now, I'm not sure if I should actually go into cryptocurrency. I think I should actually take some questions right there before we go there. So I'm going to open the floor where you guys can actually ask questions based on trading, all right? So you can actually do it verbally or you can actually post it in the chat. So let's take some quick questions, okay? I'm seeing zero will help. Many afraid to say it exactly. Zero help one. All right. Great teacher indeed. I don't know about the great teacher, but the one thing I can say is that the Lord uses me to get his will done, to be honest. I don't know how I got up this morning. I don't know how I'm breathing. I believe our goal as humans is to help other humans because we're all on a different journey. And the funny thing is, where you guys are going, I can't go. So if I try to get in the way of someone who's going somewhere, I'm just being wicked because you really can't go where that person's going. You should just help them and get out of the way. How does the app work together for your desired outcome? So how does the apps work together for your desired outcome? So your desired outcome is to turn all of this information that you're getting into buys and sells. You want to identify when to buy and you want to identify when to sell. You want to put a point if you are wrong. Now, I said earlier on that I did a run of close to 100 trades in the space of like 4 or 5 months. And I would say 90% of those trades I was wrong. Now, wrong doesn't mean that I lost the trade, but meaning I would enter here and price would drop some more and then go in my direction. So that means I was wrong. Because no one can really pinpoint all the entries, right? So you're going to be wrong a lot. But if you have the capital to probably handle being wrong for a while, you're going to get to the profits. All right. Let me see. What am I seeing here? All right. Right. How you start trading your demo account. So your demo account, I'm going to join this call and I'm going to show you guys that, right? That's a good question. All right. So your demo account, a matter of fact, let's go across here first.
Recording in progress.
Let's grab that quick before that get out of hand. All right, let's turn that off. Let's go across to a broker. Now, as I said, the most important part of all of this is your broker account. This is the part you don't want to play around with. Everything else, you could have your sponsors logging into your account and whatever, that's cool. And really upline, you don't want downline to be in your business. You could send it to your upline sponsor, but not the other way, right? And that's cool. But your broker account, that's solely you. All right, let's go here and let's pull up. Boom. So this is a broker account that I have up on the screen right now. One of the brokers that I use is XNest. The reason why I use XNest is because of ease of use, speed of use, and also how quick transactions happen. I mainly use it for the crypto aspect, the Bitcoin aspect, because I could maneuver crypto at my will. The bank option takes like 3 days to put money in. Well, to put money in goes in instant. To get it out, it takes like about 3 days in some cases, or some cases overnight, right? So we have that covered. Now we have the real and we have the demo. So when you come here on demo, on your phone it's gonna almost show up just like this as well, right? So demo account, you want to click open demo account. So when you click open demo account, it's gonna ask you what type of account you want to open. I'm gonna open up a zero. So literally see zero down at the bottom down there. I'm gonna click continue. When I click continue, it's gonna ask me some information like a nickname. Let's call this one TRAD trading SESSION trading session. Let's just call it trading session account. All right. The next thing I want to do, I want to put in a realistic amount in my demo account. I don't want to leave it with whatever number they're going to give me. No, I want to put a password. The reason why I want to put this password right now is because if you don't, when it's time to actually put it in, it's supposed to use your default password, what you use to create your account. Sometimes it's a little finicky. So let's use something else, right? Let's put right, so I put in a password, but what's the funny thing? At the bottom down here, it's telling me I did not put in certain things. So I did not put in at least one number or a special character, right? So we're starting over. So I'm gonna put and everything now is covered, right? As you can see. All right, so I have that covered, and then I click create account. Now when I click create account, in which I realize I still created I think I created a live account instead of a demo. Let's go back again, right? Open account. I think I was supposed to switch something here. Let's do that. Right, zero. I was supposed to switch right here. So I did not switch it to demo. So I'm going to switch it to demo now, right? It says starting balance 500. I'm going to put 1001. Right? Nickname. Let's name it. Live session account, right? All right, so we have that and we're good to go. The next thing I want to do is put in the password, right? And then I click create. So I just created a demo account. I also have a live account that I created by accident, but that's okay. All right, so we have that there. Now, what it is going to show us is the account number. As you guys can see, the account number right there. The other thing it's going to show us is the account server. So I just click this here to see it, right? So the server it's basically saying is XNES MT5 trial 12, right? And this is the account number, and I know what is the password. That's the 3 bits of information I told you guys you need to know, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go across on my phone. I'm going to go to MetaTrader 5, and I'm going to add this account. So at least you guys can see that, right? So let's go screen. Yes, it should come up there. Screen, share. Okay. All right, there it is. All right, so I'm going to go across now to MetaTrader 5. I'm out of it. All right, and over on MetaTrader 5, I know that I'm going to click the plus on top because I'm adding a new account. I know it's XNES Technologies Limited. If you don't see it, you want to type EXNESS or whatever broker, because as I told you guys, I have thousands of brokers, right? You come down and you choose XNES Technologies Limited. And if you guys could remember, The server is trial 12, right? So if you watch it, first thing I see on top there is the server. So I'm going to come here now and I'm going to come down here and find trial, real trial 12. There it is, trial. No, I think I click real. Where's trial 12? Oh, it's all you on top. Trial 12, right? Let's see if you guys are seeing that. Right, you guys seeing that. The next thing I want to put in is the account number. All right, so I'm just gonna paste in the account number. Boom, that was what the, and then the password that I put in, that's what I'm gonna put here now. So I'm gonna put, right, and then I click done, and boom. You guys should have seen that connected right there. Now, if we did anything wrong, it would have not connected. Right? And that's how you get this in. Now, when you get this in, let's just say you want to trade a certain pair. Now, when you come, you're going to see a bunch of pairs that you really don't want to use. I want to remove all these things that are here. So I'm going to click the pencil up on top. Then I'm going to click those. That's there. And I'm going to click delete and delete all these other things. The only thing I would not be able to delete is the Bitcoin, because I'm currently on Bitcoin. So it would not allow me to delete the Bitcoin, right? Because that's the pair that I'm currently on, BTC. Now, if I want to go to it, I can click on it and then click chart. It will take me to the chart, right? Now, again, what we want to identify is when to buy and when to sell, right? This is the part that you want to go and do the learning to understand. Now, let's switch here to a demo account. So this is a demo account. And the reason why it is I show a demo account is not because I don't have live accounts, but I need you guys to understand this. Let me come out here quickly. All right. Let me see if I can stop it from here. Stop share. Okay, so who understands so far? If you understand, 111, I'm seeing a bunch of questions. I think I'm going to run back through that. 111 if you're understanding. If you're still lost, 000. I'm seeing zeros. Stephen, I feel I typed those zeros by mistake, but anyhow, I'll take that. I see the big smile. All right. Again, I'm going to drop this so you could actually follow along. You could pause it and follow along. Right? That would be cool. Nah. Okay, but that's cool. Now watch this. So, if you can't double your demo account in the space of 3 months or 2 months with consistent trades, not one or two trades that you took the wrong lot size and boom, you double your account. No, I'm talking about consistent 0.01, 0.02 small lot size and double your account in your demo account. How are you going to double the live? How are you going to double a live account if you cannot double a demo account? I know some persons, you probably want to get the blood rush and you want to go live and you want to feel that feeling, but you know how it feels when you put $100 on and you did not follow the rules. And then your account saying zero. Trust me, you feel like you want to mash up the computer, mash up your phone, you want to go and talk to Donald Trump, whatever it is you want to do. It's better to go through the emotions. And even with the demo account, two persons go through emotions with demo money. And here the funny thing with demo, you could just do a book and reset it. Right? So for me to really vet someone to say, hey, that person knows what they're doing, they need to take a demo account and with time double it, and then I'll say, yeah, you got to go live. And still when you go live, even after that, you still, because we have a connection with real money. Yeah, it could be a scene, right? So let me see if I can make a little track back through and see if I can answer anything I see here quickly. Let me see, 2 months without monthly pay, and people said yes. How does the apps work together? All right, I think I covered that already. As long as you are on this platform, you have to pay money every month. Well, don't look at it like that. If you look at it like you're paying money every month, you remember again, whatever you say, that's what your mind gonna show you. But if you say every month I'm making an investment into me learning the skill so that I could change my financial future. I literally set trades over the weekend, went and sleep, and got up in profit. I went to St. Vincent, I covered my expenses. We just went to convention. The majority of the money that we spent in convention came from trading. If not, probably, if I probably calculate, probably was all. For the ones who thinking, it's no, don't look at it like that. This skill is something they should have taught us years ago. But remember, if they teach you how to multiply money, who's going to be the teacher? Who's going to be the bus driver? Who's going to be the landscaper? They need individuals to understand that money is something they need to work for and not learn how to let money work for them. Because if you learn how to let money work for you, you could stay home and let the money go to work. That's how powerful this skill is. Do not take this skill lightly. I swear to you, you're going to regret it, right? So don't look at it as an expense. Look at it as I worked in radio for 22 years. You know, my first year and a half, I worked without a salary. My first year and a half, I paid to go to work. I went to work. I never reached, for 7 years, I never reached one day late. So for my first year and a half, I went to work. You know why? Because I know the skill that I was getting. I couldn't pay for it. I hope you guys get that. For the ones who saying, whoever, trust me, it was costing me, when I really think about it, it was costing me like about 15 to 1700 just to go to work, to do the people work. And they actually did give me back the money after because they recognized that, I was really diligent. I learned really fast. I started doing major projects even though I was still not on staff. So they did reimburse me, but yeah. Same thing here. You want to make that investment and then go at it, right? When you use crypto, let me see, before I go to the crypto, let me see. I really need to learn more about cryptocurrency. Where's the time? We here probably about an hour. I could probably give you guys all 15 minutes on crypto. Crypto is the real deal is crypto, right? When I use crypto, would that be separate account for trading or well, you see, crypto is just a different. Now USD is a ticker, the same as how the stocks have tickers. So Tesla have TSL or whatever is the ticker. Everything has a ticker. BTC is a ticker, but it's connected to the US dollar. So even though you're trading BTC, it's really BTC USD you're trading. So you understand? So don't think because you're trading crypto is something totally different. No, it's still until it depegged from the US dollar, in which that may happen in our generation, it's still connected to the US dollar. Right? So that would answer that question. Let's go down here, let's go down. Right. So I think we kind of good there. Right? We good there? Yes or no? I think we kind of got there. If you guys get the recording, you could probably go over it and, brush up on certain parts there. I don't think it had anything I skipped over. Or let me just show you guys the demo account quickly. I think I started this demo account just recently. I think just probably a couple of days ago I probably started this. Let's see where it's at. Right? Because sometimes, as I say, there are persons who could talk the talk, but then they really can't like walk the walk. At a point in time, I used to be like that. I was really telling persons, hey, and my account was right. So let's go check it out, right? So when did I start this account? I started this account the 14th of the 8th. So August last month, right? So basically it's a little over a month. You could see I have a lesson right on top there, $7.22. How I got that lesson? I don't even remember, but I got that lesson. And then after that, I made 15 cents. I know some person's not happy with 15 cents. I made $7.22. And here the funny thing, this account have $1,000, but I'm still trading it like if it's $100 because I understand the more consistent you get, the more damage you could do. All right, $12 on something, 507, 16, 16, 7, $50. All right, $15, $87, $153, and $13. Now watch this, right? I placed a trade for 0.05. Now, if you really follow the trading laws that they give, they say for every $100 you could trade 0.01. So that means I could have traded 0.10, in which is I could have taken 10 trades, but I only took basically like 5 trades on the account. So the account is still under leverage. And that paid out $153. Now, if you really watch, the subscription is now 175. So over that time, this account already grew $378 in a month. And I'm trading very conservatively. All right. I still even have a trade here running right now. Yeah, that's the receipts. All right. So we're moving on. So let me see if I can give you guys a quick taste as to crypto. This part is going to be very short. So what cryptocurrency is cryptology is just a new way to secure everything. Eventually, your passport is going to be on the blockchain. Your ID cards, all these documents that you basically use are going to be on the blockchain pretty soon. And I would love that to happen here. Why? It is more secure. You see, like all these establishments that do a lot of bootleg stuff, they have challenges because now you can start stamping certain things digitally. So let's just say all these fake Jordans that have, they are going to be a thing of the past pretty soon because now when you put that on the blockchain, you can't really forge it. Because here why? The blockchain run like this. I have the blockchain, you have the blockchain, everybody and the mommy have the same blockchain. If I do something that everybody else number is saying 110 and I decide to put 111, they'll spit me out. They will say no, that's wrong to what everybody else has. That's how powerful the blockchain is, right? Now, money on the blockchain, they decided to do that. Reason being is they wanted to get rid of the centralized system. Now, the current centralized system, the way it's designed, the banks can print money. They have a central bank, so they could shut down the central bank and shut down stuff. Like just the other day, there were a rally with some truckers. I think it was from Canada into the US, and all the persons that donated to the rally, they shut down their accounts. With Bitcoin, they can't do that. On the blockchain, they can't shut it down. Here why? Whoever launched BTC Bitcoin, there is no central bank, there is no person, Satoshi as his name is, if it's a man, woman, whoever, they just set it up and just disappear. So there's no way to stop it. Unless they shut down the internet, and they're not shutting down the internet. So at least you guys got that, right? Now, on blockchain, which is well, I should say BTC, which is a layer 1, you could then create other projects on Bitcoin network. Now, other projects do other things, like let's just say like XRP. XRP is designed to pass money across borders quickly, just like Western Union and also just like MoneyGram, but just it's going to be on the blockchain. Let's put this into perspective. We live in Trinidad and Tobago. There's a certain country that's very close to us, and a lot of their citizens are here, and their whole banking infrastructure is down. They have no way to send back money home but through Bitcoin. So how does this work? So Bitcoin is an appreciating asset. So let's just say when I got started trading, Bitcoin was $3,500 for one. I remember it clear. And at that time, I thought, this thing is so expensive. Bitcoin just hit almost 127. I think it hit about 125, $125,000 for one. So if back then I could have seen where it was going to go, I would have sold the house, I would have sold the car, I would have sold everything and buy Bitcoin. Because why? It keeps going up in value. And here why? There's only 21 million coins in Bitcoin. Only. They can't print more. They could lose it, but there's no way to add back more. So the scarcity is what's causing the price to go up like that. Right? That's a quick way to give you guys a breakdown. Now, Bitcoin fluctuates. There is something called a stable coin. The stable coin does not fluctuate. So watch how this works. Let's just say when Bitcoin run up to 100,000, you transfer $100,000 worth of Bitcoin into a stable coin, which is not moving, and Bitcoin comes back down to zero. And you put it back into Bitcoin and it moves up again, and you throw it over. So the stable coin doesn't move. But because Bitcoin is fluctuating, every time it goes down, you throw it in. When it goes up, you throw it back out. So you keep making money. You keep making money because of Bitcoin's volatility. Right? Now, with the trading platform, I use USDT, the stable coin, to fund the account. Now, I use Binance as my main exchange, but because it's a centralized exchange, you could shut down Binance and you could lose your Bitcoin because it's not under your custody, right? Now I have my own bank. This is my bank. It's called Tangem. Now Tangem is literally a card. I could send my Bitcoin to this card and I have custody over my Bitcoin. It's not on the exchange where they could shut it down. I have control. Right? Now, with the trading account, I would get USDT you can literally buy it with a card. Like I literally use the company's card and some other cards to actually buy Bitcoin. I would send it to Binance, and from Binance I could send it straight across to Xness. So Xness and Binance are like brothers and sisters. It happens instantly. As soon as I send it, it goes instant. No, not even a second. So I could send money straight across here, straight back. Now, what I do, persons who are looking for Bitcoin, well, they're looking for cryptocurrency, I would send them USDT and I would let them deposit the money in the bank or give it to me in cash. And that's how it is I do physical transactions. I recently did something as well. I was actually telling my coach. There's a card called Red.Pay. Red.Pay is a card. What you can do is you can send money on USDT or any other cryptocurrency straight to the card. And then you could use the card as a physical card, but it's literally in your phone. So when we were in Miami, I actually bought the tickets to go to New York through Red.Pay. Yeah. So for the persons who are trying to figure out how it is we actually do that, um, I think I could literally give you guys a quick sneak peek, right? So if you watch right here, you would see JetBlue. If you watch, you would see JetBlue. It probably marked backwards. But you see the JetBlue, and I think we paid 300 and what's that? $96. Seeing it right there, $396. So what I love about this, I could send across. Why it's not focusing? Quite see me. I could send across the money over to Red.Pay and then do real world things just like a card. Now it has a physical card that you can actually get it. You have to pay 100 US to get the card. And when you get that card, you can actually use the card. So you send money straight here and you use the Red.Pay to pay whatever. In church, my pastor, they will say they're buying gas and stuff with Red.Pay. I'm like, how come I am been in this space so long and these guys running circles around me? So that's basically it there, guys. If you guys have any questions before we leave, you guys can ask some questions here quickly. I see Joshua on the call. Joshua, what's going on, man? Makes sense. Right, so I know you guys would have gotten a lot, and there's way more because I literally have a wealth of knowledge, but I have to kind of, certain things I have to vet with my coach. I can't really just say certain things just like that, right? I have to vet with my coach a lot before I could let out certain things out of the bag. But other than that, you guys should be good to go. All right, awesome. Any questions, guys? You can actually open verbally or you can actually send it through text. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds. So how much for one Bitcoin? Well, one Bitcoin is the price of what it is right now. Let's go see what the price is. Let's go see what the price is. That's a good question. All right. Let's go see what the price is. This is what the price is right now. Boom. That's what the price is. Now, I was actually telling you guys I meant to show a slide chart, but I'm just gonna give you guys some, right? Now watch this, right? Now a pattern is happening over and over. Watch the pattern. It was holding this as a trend on the way up. It broke the pattern, and then it started holding a new trend going up, and then it broke the pattern, and then it started holding another trend going up, and then it did the same thing again. Break the pattern, hold the trend going up, did it here, and then it formed this. After I saw it, see it forming this, I said, this thing getting ready to go, and then it just this morning actually, 25th, no, this was yesterday morning. I actually saw it right here. Could have gotten in, but I just left it alone. I literally saw that and I said, this thing looked like it's going to take off, and then it really did trickle up and then take off. But right now, the price of Bitcoin right now is $115,000. So on 2023 January, Bitcoin was $15,000. So on. That's just 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Bitcoin pulled back from 69,000, 65, 69,000 back down to 15,000. And then making this run up what that it's doing right now. Since that, up to these, yeah, I should say ridiculous numbers. How high it went to? It went as high as, let's get that off here, 126,000. So that's how much it went to, and right now it's at 115,000. Right? My take on Bitcoin, Bitcoin is going up. We still have not seen where Bitcoin is going to go. We are in the final cycle right now, basically for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has I believe it's going to make a massive run soon. I believe the next price point I'm looking for now is 135. Yeah, 135 I'm looking at. All right, let me just check the chat here quickly. Amazing presentation, Kenton. I'm new to this and I was able to follow what you said. Thank you very much. Listen, that's why I love doing it. Yes, I will get the recording out. Hey Chris, what's going on? I know you would say that, Chris. I know you would say that. All right, thank you once again. Guys, again, this was impromptu. Most likely gonna tailor it a little better than this going forward, but really appreciated and feel very honored to serve, because service to many leads to greatness. Because one thing I totally understand is that before you could be exalted, you first have to serve. If you want to be exalted, that is, you first have to serve. I know some persons probably have it back to front, but you first have to serve. All right, so I love and appreciate you guys. I don't think I've seen anything in the chat that I missed. It's an investment and a way of staying coachable. Correct. That person was talking about the monthly subscription. All right, let me give you guys a quick mindset here. For the ones who knew, give this thing a year and a half. If you give it anything less than a year and a half, you're robbing yourself. If you already made the decision, you're already in. I know there are probably some guests on the call. Make a decision and stick with it. This thing only looks like this. After a while, seeing it over and over and over, it's going to start making sense. It is going to start making sense. Right? So I love and appreciate you guys. Continue having a super fabulous day. Get back to whosoever it is you're working with, and some of this stuff you're going to tailor, and I'll have the recording out for you guys pretty soon. All right? Later, guys.